my GPS is yelling at me.
Tell me about it.
I'm going over to pick up dinner because I want to eat sometime tonight.
Well, I'm sure everyone's jumping on. Mint. Hey, what's up? Nice. This is Nancy, but you look different.
I know. I'm on her laptop, so
Yeah.
want to use your little.
Nice.
I like that little sheet you had. Brigham. That's
Thank you. Yeah, I made that last time that we did a home show, and then I took what we learned and I put it at the bottom of the sheet as well as my takeaways of things that we can do better for next time. So the contribution that I want to make this time is bringing a printed like a stretchy tablecloth and a new banner that matches the other upright banners that I have. I mean, that'll cost me around $300, maybe $400, but I think I'll be able to get lots of usage out of it. So it'll be worthwhile. Because you do it, 5 or 6 times, and you're like, oh, yeah, that was definitely worth it. If we only do it one time, I don't think it would be worth it. But
right. Yeah.
I think we'll use it multiple times. So
if anything, it makes you want to do more of these, so you get all the use out of it.
exactly.
Yeah,
So that's good.
Zach and Liz. Hey,
Got Nancy. Carl Moss. Carl, I don't know if I met you.
Oh, Carl's Carl's from the Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Out
Nice.
Out in the sticks.
Out in the boonies.
Out in the boonies.
That's excellent. Well, we'll have to swap info because I know the Rices. I've seen. Is Jeremiah gonna do this with us too?
I told him to get his butt down here, but you know how teenage boys are.
Yeah.
Teenager.
Well, he's almost not a
not
teenager, right?
come. Tell him not to.
Well,
come
technically he's 20, but he's not a teenager anymore. He hates it when I say that to him, but
that's fair.
Well,
no, but
as soon as he stops
Laurie,
acting like a teenager.
Laurie is Nancy's sister.
Laurie is Nancy's.
Which is Carl's wife.
Yeah, Laurie.
Oh,
Carl.
okay. Nice.
That's
All connected. That's excellent.
Speaking of Jeremiah, I'm gonna go yell at him again.
Okay. Yell him for me too. Just for good old times.
Hey.
What's up? What's up?
Is that Carl that was talking?
Oops, I was missing. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm trying to send out messages to people that aren't on just yet. Should have
good.
At least another 3 more. I don't see Michael either.
I'll text Michael Huggins for you.
Thanks.
I'm gonna text him the Zoom link too.
Oh, here is. Will be perfect. Guys, so we will be starting here in just a minute.
That's fine.
We want to keep this ideally less than 30 minutes is the goal. And I think we should be able to accomplish that, if not even sooner, if we get straight to the point.
Okay.
Hey, while we're waiting, guys, Jared gave a great podcast with me earlier this last week. You should listen to it. Leveling Up podcast. Super good.
That was fun.
That was super fun. Thought I'd make this to the full group. Here, I'll send that. Then you guys
link to.
yeah, there's your link. And one of the reasons I'm doing that, so it's easy for people to share outside of Facebook, because one of the struggles that I was having, even though I've done like probably 600 calls, is it's really easy to share within the community, not easy to share outside of it, because the Facebook lives, they just don't share as easily if they're in a private group. So this is a super easy way to share.
I gotta go. I'll be right back, okay?
Not okay. Just kidding.
Not okay.
Oh,
Terry.
Zach and Liz.
sorry, guys. Gotta mute.
You're good. You're good, man. Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. Michael Huggins is gonna be jumping on momentarily, guys.
Okay.
So before we get going, right? So this event is, and I probably said this to most of you individually, but they're gonna be right around, they're expecting around 3,000 to 5,000 people showing up. And the marketing that they're doing is for people that are usually homeowners and people that are making 80 to 150,000 a year. So we're talking like the top 10% of Utah. There's Mr. White.
Right.
Nice.
So this clientele that we're going to be in front of is the perfect clientele for potential Renata students. Okay.
Right.
The goal is to help people to talk to more people and to get them. Now, Michael gets on, we're getting more specifics here, but here's Joey. Okay. We're going to get more specifics as far as, because I think he has a kind of a script, what he's doing as far as inviting people over and whatnot. But, so this event, if you're planning to hang out and just hang out and sit down and just being chilling, then do us all a favor and don't come.
Right.
And I say that with all the love in the world, because this is, because I want you guys to put this in context and to put it into vision. We all been to these type of events before, whether we're in a booth or we're just walking it. And have you guys seen booths where there's like, most of the booths, they have people behind a table and they're all sitting, they're talking amongst themselves. And maybe one person's talking to people that are walking by or something like that, right? You guys seen that? Not very engaging. I've seen booths where there's people outside and they're all talking to people. Like there's 4 people and they're all talking to different people. What kind of message does that tell everyone that's walking by?
Those guys have something to talk about.
There you go. Right. Yeah. I mean, there's something going on. Just the sheer fact that there's commotion, it builds intrigue. So at any point in time, if you're feeling like, now, obviously I'm not saying you can't like, not, I don't know. You can still sit down for a second, I guess, as long as you're talking to people, but even then I'm a little iffy even saying that. But yeah, if you're, and it can be nerve wracking when you're talking to people about this stuff, and we can kind of go over like a kind of a script and kind of what we're going for, how to collect the data. Last time that our team did this, we didn't collect the data correctly. We only got the emails and not the phone numbers. And so like all of the leads were kind of garbage. That was my fault. But we're learning from that. So yeah.
But maybe you'll beat me this time.
Oh, I'll beat you. I'll beat you every time. Watch me.
Guys, Jared came close, but sorry, Jared.
but
Jared,
yeah, go ahead.
One of the things that helped last time I did it is I gave everyone a clipboard that literally, this is the exact clipboard that we used.
Yeah.
We found out their drive. We found their primary pain point. And then after we had that little conversation, next steps after we collected all their information, guest, email, phone number, city, and the name of the ICM. That was super helpful and it was streamlined. We got most of the contacts for less than 5 minutes.
Nice.
So it really helped. And we got their drive, which is something that I almost never got on a first contact, except for using that little.
How'd you guys do the drive? How did you get the
cards?
You literally just
had them on the table, all of them set out. And we walked them through after we got their contact, and actually I got their name first and then I walked them over. Can I show you something? And obviously we were having a conversation. We got them to go through the drive and I filled out the rest of their information while they were doing the drive cards. And we asked questions about their pain points. Like, are you struggling with understanding money
Hey,
and
Brigham.
credit, or what is it that's stopping you? Yeah. Who's it that's talking?
This is Josh. Don't forget to tell them about the double team.
Oh my gosh, this is the key. This was the key, guys. After you got their drive and you start understanding who they were, you set it up, and I called this slam dunk in the funk. You threw an alley-oop of saying, let me introduce you to my new friend. And then Josh would come in, he would grab that ball, and he would just crank the rim based on their drive. So it wasn't just get the information and understand the drive. It was,
like
let's
that.
connect you to one other person in the community, and you both collaborated on that, and it was so electric, and it was so fun. And the best question at the very end was, we said, hey, how many $12,000 checks do you need to have a good month? That's what we left them on. It just got them thinking. It was fun.
We should.
I like that. And so when you Josh were there. So like what event were you guys doing this in, the double team?
Home show.
Just a home show? Yeah, that's awesome.
The home show in Sandy in October.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was a good one.
that's cool.
How many leads did you guys get?
I was looking at that earlier today. 1 second. I'll tell you the exact.
Or the
Close
leads
to
doesn't matter.
100.
How many sales did you get? That's what really matters.
I don't know how many sales we got.
Okay.
We had 134 leads,
Wow. That's
which
crazy.
was more than Michael had in any of his other ones previously.
Mm.
So we worked really well together, and none of us took like big breaks. We focused, and we were in it.
So you acted with the tension, and then you got crap ton of results, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Crazy how that works.
On one of the
Love it.
guys that from this home show, because we were doing this, I was like, oh, I haven't called them in a little bit. So I called back through that list. I have a guy booked this Thursday from that home show. We'll see how he does.
Oh, cool. So he's coming down this week.
Yep, this Thursday
That's awesome.
to the live presentation.
Let's love it. I love it. Michael is in the house.
Hey, folks.
Hey,
Dodo.
Hey.
so Michael, so most of these guys on here are on my team, with the exception of a few, right? Which obviously you recognize, but so we did one home show before, and through bad leadership, it was kind of botched. We got quite a few leads, but I only gathered the email, and so a lot of it kind of went through loose ends. We didn't get the information we needed to really kind of continue the whole process. And I say leadership as in myself, but it was a good learning experience.
You did good shit though,
It was
Jared.
a good learning experience. It was fun.
We learned together. But
It
you
was
did
good. It was good. So, Michael, what would be, because you said you have you're with your system and being much more experienced in doing home shows. What words of advice would you, or the floor is yours.
All right, folks. I'm on the floor. Thanks, Jared. So it's my understanding that there's also a robot joining this meeting.
A robot.
He's a note taker.
The note taker, yes.
Uh-huh.
The
right,
read AI meeting notes, yeah.
Well, let's just be clear for everyone. I talk to robots. Robots don't talk to me. So.
Fair enough.
All right, folks, welcome. If this is your first time hanging out on one of these calls, our intent is to have fun while making money. And it's unfortunate that the world has trained us to separate work and making money with fun. And, what a crime to sign up for the TGIF mentality and the 459 club. You can't wait for that 5 o'clock to ring so that you can get to your fun. No way. That's not our lifestyle. So while we are working, we are having fun. And I think that's one reason why these expos are so engaging versus, posts or emails or another form of marketing. We could just display. We are having all the fun right here, right now. One thing I think that gave us better results with the most recent one is we added a duplicate lead capture process. Up until the last one, we were only doing it on digital, iPads and laptops, whatever. You just go to the website, fill the thing out. Then I talked to Cosimo. You guys all know about Cosimo Intermite?
Mhm.
Okay.
Genius in 21 days.
He ran the Expo division in Italy for his company, and they would have 1 week expos, and they'd have 50 to 80,000 people come to an expo, and they would get 5,000 leads in a week. And then within a week, they've all been booked to an event, and they've all watched it. And he says they were closing 80% of the people on a $3,000 to $4,000 product. $1 million months selling the Genius in 21 Days program. Now, their expos were book fairs. They were like the country, Italy's National Book Fair Week. So obviously, if you're in your Genius in 21 Days is a perfect lineup for that message. And so expos are a perfect lineup for our message. The good expos can drive 5,000 to 15,000 people in a 2 or 3 day event in front of our booth. But we are not trying to polish turds. Okay, we're looking for gold.
Please say that again. We're not trying what?
We are in our efforts of sorting and finding the right people, aka the gold. We are not trying to polish turds and pass them off as gold.
Right.
So if you get the turd alert in your brain, you stop being nice and say, "I'm sorry, but I got to talk to someone else," and shove them out of your booth.
Be a little mean if you have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're paying, if you like break it down by the hour, how much are we paying per hour to be there? It's like, I can't afford to talk to a turd.
Okay.
And I guess I'm just giving you a heads up because there's always turds, and you need to, they don't have friends. They don't have people to talk to. And so when they see that we're willing to talk to them, then they just latch onto you for 20 or 30 minutes.
Right.
And then they go, "Oh, well, this is nice, but I'm not really interested." What?
Yep.
I just let 400 people walk past me because I thought we were connecting on something. But I don't fall for that stupid stuff anymore.
Right.
And neither will any of you. So we'll have a little turd alert. Okay, maybe we'll make like a hand signal, like an umpire and a pitcher and catcher kind of thing. I don't know what we'll do, but the time is so valuable in this. We have like 24 or 26 hours or something like that. Jared, is that? It's like a 6 and an 8 and an 8-hour shift or something like that, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. I'll double check real quick.
So 22 hours, folks. We're in front of leads for 22 hours. How many leads do you want to leave with? Then you got to break that down. How many per hour, which is how many minutes you can spend per person, which is why you cannot afford to talk to turds. I bring that up in the context of urgency more than anything, okay? Nobody likes a turd. You don't want to spend your time with turds. And then, for goodness sake, don't start polishing the turd.
Right.
All right. I think I've said turd enough on this call. All right. So, the other benefit to this is that there's going to be 200 to 300 other vendors. There you go. I know how to do the sign for fart, but I don't know for toilet. Oh my goodness. It's awesome. Okay, I'm going to actually move over to my laptop now. 21 hours, he says. All right, cool. Good to know. For 100 leads, we have 8 minutes per person. Okay.
Can I get the bacon double stack biggie bag?
We get two.
Just
please?
Coke,
Make it 3.
Two. Oh,
3.
make it 3.
barbecue. Just let me get a
Ranch, fool.
small
Ranch.
chocolate frosty as well.
Ranch. Vanilla for me, dude. Have you ever seen what's in those chocolate frosties?
Yeah, chocolate.
Who is that guy?
Chocolate's the best one.
I'll take a
Only if you
strawberry.
dip your fries in it.
Chocolate's the only one.
All right, let's get
Chocolate
this here
one's pretty good,
laptop
though.
here opened up.
They had a peppermint one for Christmas. That was really good too.
Michael, that's right.
Jared, do you know any jokes in Spanish?
Jokes in Spanish?
Does anyone know a joke in Spanish?
I guess I
All right.
could just translate a joke in Spanish.
Will you mute the turd alert?
Yes.
Okay, let me get his laptop up here. Let's see. All right, something else about this game is Friday is typically the seniors get in free day. Okay. There's a bunch of marketing and stuff and reasons why, but just know that. And so you're going to gear part of your conversation towards knowing that you're talking to, 50 plus people, and just make sure that it's relevant for them. Not like, hey, you want to get into real estate and start a new career and fire your boss? You will get 9 out of 10 times they'll be like, I'm retired. And you go, oh, I know what you mean. Like, you work all day, you wake up, you're tired, and then you work a little bit more, and then you're retired. All right, but yeah, you gotta have some fun with some people. All right, so I'm shutting my phone down here and switching to this.
Is that Nick? Holy moly, Nick!
It's Nicholas to you, Joshua.
Oh, sorry, Nicholas. Good to see your face.
Yes, sir. Good to see your picture.
Josh has a really nice picture. I'll give him that.
So as we're waiting for Michael to come back, what on booths, because we're getting a 10 by 10 booth. Brigham and Josh, how much is too many people, would you say, actually in the booth? Or because we have space to fan out a little bit, in the hallway. So should we be I'm gonna monitor, we're gonna figure out, I'm gonna schedule to see who's coming when and whatnot. But how much is too many, would you say?
I'd say 4. 4 is
Yeah,
good.
push it to 6. If you got a corner booth and you can kind of stand on the sides and the edges and you got 2 edges, 6. And then you might have 1 or 2 people just going up and down the aisles, making friends, making connections, talking to all the vendors. Hey, and then another benefit to that while we're on the topic of vendors. 2 approaches. 1, hey, congratulations. Looks like you're doing really well with your stuff. What we do is real estate investing. Have you ever thought about it? Just do your quick pitch to them. No? Okay, next. Yes, okay, next. Same thing, right? Yeah. And then also, if it looks like they got their stuff together, then genuinely ask them to come to our booth and give us their opinion. Say, hey, this is our 2nd time, 3rd time as a group doing this. How many times have you done this? 40 times, 50 times? Holy cow. Hey, can I get your opinion on my booth? Just if you got a few minutes, you mind coming over here and just tell me about the banner, about this, about the lighting, about my table layout. And we've done that a few times, and the people gave us such valuable feedback. And like, it was a night and day difference from one day to the next when we employed their advice. So some things are regional and some things will just be, standard throughout a show. So the people who are like, oh yeah, in Utah or in Colorado, we always do this versus when we're in the South or is definitely different. So get the tips from the veterans that are out in the expo world. I meet people who make, 500,000, $1 million a year selling umbrellas or selling like rocking chairs or bicycles, right? Like they're out there crushing it. They need to know about Renatus.
Right.
Honor the space, honor the time, say, hey, I don't want to distract you. And I don't want to, make sure, so Friday mornings and then the last half an hour to an hour of each day, people are definitely ready to be more engaged because the traffic's died down quite a bit. Right around lunchtime of each day is going to be peak chaos, wild time awesomeness. Okay. And so plan your lunches quick. Okay. We're not doing hour-long lunches. That's not the point. I mean, that would cost you opportunity. So, snack throughout or eat later, whatever. We're no chairs. Nobody's going to sit in a booth. Okay. We will be standing the whole time. So bring some nice comfy shoes, get some sole inserts or something. Unless you got like a knee injury or whatever, back injury, something, that's fine. But plan on standing because standing, your body language is saying, come to me. Well, other people are sitting down and then they put a table between them and their customer. Now you're saying two things, down and a barrier. So we have a much more open floor plan. And are we on a corner booth or are we in between a couple people?
We are our booth on our own. Well, here, we're next to 11, one booth, and then we're empty space all the way around. So we have one Jason booth, and that's it. I have a map I can show you guys if you want.
Okay. Something else you need to do is after this Zoom ends is go into your Zoom settings, and there is in advanced settings a toggle for allow co-host.
Oh, because I want to go back and forth and sharing and whatnot. That makes sense.
Yep. Just gotta turn it.
It also helps to have a well-trained sales puppy at your booth.
Correct.
But it has to be a sales puppy. It can't just be any puppy.
Right. So that is a great reminder, Josh. Thank you. I need to arrange the mascot. Unless anyone has a adorable hypoallergenic puppy to bring to.
So you're talking about an actually animal, not a person.
Correct.
Okay. With Josh speaking, you never know.
True.
I'm being authentic right now.
So our booth is going to be, I don't know if you can see, my cursor too, right, guys? Maybe. Yes. Our booth's going to be like so our number is actually 93. So it was left vacant because it's not on the map. So there's a 92 here, which is a 20 footer. And then we are next to that one. And then there's nothing else after us. So we are right here on this wall. So we have all the space around here.
As they walk in.
Yeah.
Dang, guys, they're going to be the first. Okay, so that is a huge advantage. Huge. We can overload their RAM so much with what we do that they won't be interested in anything else they see. Interesting. Okay, that's way cool. All right. So going back to the lead capture, we had the paper duplicate. Brigham, did you already talk about this? At the beginning of the call? Okay. Cool. So that made a huge difference because then they didn't have to activate their body to do anything. We just asked them questions and wrote it down. And then as we were looking around, it's like, you know what? A lot of these boothers are doing that. Writing it down, being in person. And then you can write notes and like Brigham was saying about the drive stuff, you start taking notes on that so that when you go and make your file on them, you can remember it. Because if you're doing a conversation every 8 minutes, at the end of the day, you talk to 50, 60 people, you're going to jumble everything. So take good notes. The paper allows it. So we can copy, paste, and get those ready for that. And then dollar store clipboards and just get a bunch of those. We talked about printing off the Bob Snyder cash flow guide, or ordering it on Amazon, and then the Renatus course catalog.
Course catalog, yeah. Couldn't think of the word.
Brigham, you're on mute. I don't know if you're talking to us, if you're talking to someone else.
Oh,
just
no, I was talking to you guys. Sorry. I do have that course catalog, and I have Bob Snyder's 25 strategies. I brought those last time.
How many catalogs do you have?
I have one. So I mean, if
we'll have
if
6
we
more.
want to have one more, I think that'd be fine.
He ordered 6.
6? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could put it in people's hands and then just feeling like, dang, this is your course catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a 1-page bullet point. Like it's very, and then you know how many people are tactile with sales, right? It's something like 30% are visual, 30% are audible, and 40% are tactile learners. So if you just put something in their hand, they're learning about it. They're not even going to read it because they're not visual learners. They're tactile learners. They just want to touch something. Give them something to touch. Okay. Oh, by the way, I didn't get an answer. Does someone have a hypoallergenic puppy?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I'll bring mine.
Yeah, Pearl.
Pearl is already trained.
Yeah,
She's great.
dude. Such a lead magnet. It's freaking awesome. And she's a service dog, so they can't tell her no, or they can't tell us no to let her in. So
nice.
She's providing a great service, Nick. No air quotes.
Yeah. Nicholas, I looked up the rules and I just literally said the script from the ADA website.
As a landlord, I've read a lot about service animals, so
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Just to be clear on who we are in the world. It is not a gimmick in as much as the dog is exactly trained to do everything in the world of service, except for there's technically no service. But as far as every other rule it follows to a T, it's an incredible dog. So even though I just want to point that out, I'm following dog rules. I just don't have a service I need. Josh, every once in a while, he claims that, I could use a little tap on the shoulder or something when I start going into full retard mode. But, you just need to wind that down a little bit. And maybe that's why I have the dog. I don't know.
Is that the dog that was at regionals?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that movie Tropic Thunder?
She barks when Michael is about to go full retard on somebody. That's her service.
Have you guys seen that movie Tropic Thunder?
Classic.
You've got Ben Stiller,
Robert
Downey Jr., Jack Black, top A-class celebrities. In the movie, they are actors. Okay, so the movie is of them being actors in their actor life. And one of the actors, his role is to be a guy, a black guy, but he's a white guy in real life. So he has to wear blackface for his role that he's playing as an actor, Inception as an actor inside the movie. Okay, it's freaking awesome. One day they're walking down the road and he's like, man, how come I cannot get an Academy Award or an Oscar for all my performances? This guy got it for A Beautiful Mind. This guy got it for the Rain Man, right? I played a retard in one of my movies. I didn't get an Academy Award, but they did. And Ben Stiller turns to him and says, you know what your problem is? You never go full retard. So that's the difference. You can get an Academy Award as Rain Man or Beautiful Mind. Half-tards, totally fine. But full retard? Anyway, I know I've offended at least one person on this call.
Not this call.
Not this call. Okay,
we're good. We're good people. We don't get offended. We're good.
All right. And everyone is a little retarded every once in a while, so it's nothing, derogatory because it's an aspect of all of us. Except for Colby. Please forgive me, Colby.
You never go for retard.
Maybe we'll watch that clip as a way to wrap up today's call. Anyway, I will bring the dog. It is definitely a game changer, a conversation starter. The kids come over and then the parents look up at the banner and go, "What is this?" And their kid is having so much fun that they don't want to leave. And we have enough time to pitch and they go, "Hey, while you're here, come on over here and let's step to this." And we lay up the drive cards and then they get so engaged and go, "Oh my God, someone's speaking my language." And hey, you would have to do this. And well, I'll just sign up for this and we'll send you over here and we'll engage next week. Great. All right. Well, nice to meet you. Enjoy the rest of the show. Get out of my booth. Next person. Hey, how you doing? And it's the same energy from person to person to person. You will say, "Enjoy the show" so many times. Okay. And when we do our setup on Thursday or when we show up early Friday, we'll also do a couple little rehearsals. But the idea is we're not polishing turds. So if someone is walking down the aisle and they look at that booth and then that booth and then that booth and they see us and they look and then they read and we say, "Hey, how's it going?" And then they just totally break eye contact, straight face, and keep walking away. You, with a smile and genuine energy and enthusiasm, say, "Enjoy the show," and turn to the next person. Because if the next person sees you make a mean mug to them, "Ah, what a jerk," and then you turn your mean mug to a smile to see them. No. But when you are genuinely just hoping people are enjoying the show because you're a part of the show, you want them to have a good time. If you genuinely mean enjoy the show, when you're constantly yelling it out loud, then the other people are hearing your genuine enthusiasm about the show that we're all in, then they are attracted to our energy. We will be the most attractive group there. I guarantee it. Physically and energy-wise, because, I mean, how do you compete with that beard Jared has? So, we also bring music every time and we just play, best of Bob Marley on shuffle the whole time. Everybody knows reggae is chill, reggae is non-offensive. Everybody knows Bob Marley, right? One love, the whole thing. And so that music also attracts people. We don't play it loud enough that it's too hard to talk at the booth, but people know that we're about that good energy. Please dress professional. Okay. I wore a sport jacket, a pocket square, and a coordinating button-up shirt color to match everything. I didn't wear a tie. Maybe one day I wore a tie. Anyway, and I wore slacks and a belt and dress shoes, and I looked like a millionaire. Even when I wasn't one, I still dressed like one because I knew I would be. Are any of you in doubt as to your future millionaire status? Anyone here on the call have any doubt about it? I'm assuming that everyone just knows maybe it'll happen for me in 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, but it's gonna happen. But maybe someone here on the line doesn't think that will happen, and I'm curious if that's the case. We could talk about it and fix it.
I will raise my hand because I do doubt it.
You are not convinced that if you stick with this for a decade that you will make 7 figures?
Over the life of a decade?
Yeah.
Oh, I've already earned $1 million over a period of time. I thought you meant like annually.
Oh, no. Just make $1 million in your business.
Oh.
You spent 25 and you spent 25,000. You spent a lot of time and energy on relationships and knowledge gathering. And can you turn that into $1 million profit over X number of years?
No, I believe I can. I haven't made $1 million in this business. So let me change that. So I apologize, but I did want to raise my hand on that.
I'm all ears.
Michael, because professional is subjective and I've seen you dress and you're, I would say, way professional, look really great, dress nice. Some people have different levels of what professional means, right? So like what would be not acceptable to wear? Maybe.
That's a good question.
I'll pull up some contrasting pictures real quick and we'll quickly
jeans.
Clean jeans. Clean jeans. Okay, so let me show
your clothes need to fit you.
That's a good point. Jared, will you just type in casual dress into Google Images and then just look real quick?
Yep.
I know I dress that part because partly at least one person does need to do that so that the few other people that we really want to attract into Renatus that also expect someone on their level to dress something like that, there's the role that's being played. Also, like, quite often when Brigham would have a conversation and the guy would be a know-it-all, then you just say, hey, let me bring you over to Michael and just my suit, check the person. So, and we're only checking people so we can get past their ego to transfer value. We're not getting off on ego trips. We want to transfer the value. Ooh, I like that black and white one up at the top. Scroll up a little bit.
This one?
Down right there. I've never seen that. That's neat.
How sloppy.
White tie, black tie.
Business casual, but we're looking for. Are we going business casual or we're going for a business professional?
Business casual is fine with me. I mean, first of all, I forgot that white tie existed, and now I need to go get a new suit.
Do you need a tail?
Holy guacamole.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this one too.
Oh, that's not what I was looking for. So I think almost any, so from business casual over for guys, we'll check out the girls here in a second. That's probably where we want to be, right? From like, this is like the sloppiest we want to be.
Right. I mean, to me, that middle one looks like an eager solar salesman.
Yeah, he does. That's true. We want to be this. I think this is almost well with the jeans. If he gets rid of the jeans, he'd be.
But not the cuffs on the bottom.
Yeah, the cuffs are saying.
Well, yeah, to get rid of the pants.
Yeah. I mean, keep pants on, but.
Oh. Well, there goes my plans. Okay, fine.
You're going to be attracting the wrong type of people.
So anyway, folks, I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to wear a tie, but if you do have a blazer with a pocket square, that pocket square is one next level thing too. So
to your ladies, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, the women's stuff is much more widely acceptable as far as ranges of casual to formal. And so honestly, if it's just not a t-shirt, unless it's a Renatus t-shirt, I'll make that exception. But I mean, most Renatus t-shirts don't conform to a woman's body. They're just, boobs with arms. So interesting. There's that. Napoleon Hill has a big thing about clothing in Think and Grow Rich. So it's not like we're just bringing this up because we're interested in fashion. Okay. I'm not really interested in fashion. I just understand that if I am fashionable, my language is way more powerful.
Well, look at these two. If you're talking to someone and they're dressed like this compared to that, who you take more seriously?
Right. And so part of your brain would think under that don't category on the right, hey, that looks nice. It's a button-up shirt with a collar. I mean, it's not dirty jeans. It's got some kind of nice shoe thing, right? Like he looks clean. But does he look like a real estate millionaire you want to lend $500,000 to who has some scheduled calls with an attorney next week on another business arrangement? You see what I mean?
So the way that I'm kind of looking at it would be we are essentially saying that, we're in an education type of a situation, right? So I feel if I was going for a particular look, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I would almost want to look somewhat of a professor or someone that could educate so they get that type of a feel. Is that what you're saying?
In a way, is definitely linked to that elite education, elite, Ivy League, elite kind of in that vein. That's the approach I take. So when someone's buying with us, I can tell them this is the best thing ever. There is no other better school to go to than ours. Yeah. So out of these 5 that we're seeing up right here, starting from the left, I would say yes, no, maybe yes, no, because the shoes.
Oh.
Shoes, screw that all the way up and no belt. Like that's yeah.
So
Anyway.
not the sweater then, which we'd be too. We're moving around too much. You'd be crying in a sweater.
Right, that sweater, and it's. I mean, if that's all you got, that's totally fine. I'm not trying to say go spend more money. I'm just saying if you got a jacket, put a pocket square in it, and boom.
So for ladies, you're basically good with just because it's so easy to kind of just almost like Sunday dress, potential, right? That or almost anything really works, right?
Right, just seriously, not sweatpants and t-shirts. I mean, and we'll be fine. I mean, the kind of choices women have compared to men is huge. Like in any of these breakouts of the girls' dresses, it's like the only one that wouldn't be acceptable are like the ones that show your belly button. Right? Other than that, it's like all of those. Yeah, come to our booth. Come to our booth. Come to our booth. So clothing definitely says something, and also don't obsess over it if it's causing you stress or anything like that.
I think the main point is be professional in your grooming and in your appearance, period.
Right.
If what you're wearing is going to draw attention away from what our message is, that's a problem. If it draws attention to what we're doing, great. Like says, oh, this is Renata's, and it actually is a t-shirt designed for that. That's the only exception. But I'm going to be wearing a tie, most likely. And I'll probably wear my leather jacket.
Well, keep in mind too, guys, like where we are located, how we are right by the entrance, and every booth is going to be compared to us. I mean, we're going to be up front and center. Like, sure, there's another booth next to us, but I guarantee you we're going to be more energy than these guys. They're going to be looking at us first. Okay. So every booth is going to be compared to us. And so do you want them to say, man, these guys, they're so much better than this first group, or this is so much better, or be like, oh, we should make every single table, every single with the energy and everything like that. This like, oh, this is nothing. This sucks.
That just made me think of something.
We want to ruin the event for everybody because we were so awesome.
Yeah, because not only does every patron have to walk past us, but every boother walks past us too.
That's right.
So when we're always just saying, have a great show, because some of those boothers, they just had a bad conversation. They gotta go walk outside, go smoke a cigarette or something stupid. Hey, enjoy the show. Great to see you. It's always, I'm telling you, it'll make a huge difference. And then making sure like our booth is tidy. Inevitably, trash shows up, right? Gum wrappers and a drink and a coffee cup, and so please always keep trash out of sight. Okay. Okay. Now, as far as the lead capture on the digital side, what we've been doing is I have a software, like Infusion software, whatever. This one's called Entreport, and we got a nice little pre-made website. In fact, let me just pull it up right now.
Yeah.
Once, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So while Michael's pulling it up, just something I want to add in there. So I know I told many of you guys that like I would cover the cost on the booth, but if you get a sale, then pay something to me. But Michael pointed out that does it's like I made a subconscious trigger for you guys not to be successful. Because if I get a sale, then I gotta pitch in, help Jared. Or not help Jared, but help for the booth. Does that make sense? Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. If you want to come to the booth, right? So I'm just going to ask for $100. I'll pay for your lunches all 3 days. If that is like legit too hard for you to pull, talk to me in private. We'll figure something out. Okay. Is that fair with everybody? Are we good with that?
Sounds good.
Way cool. Yeah, that's super generous. I won't tell you what I made the other people who worked with me have to pay. So it's just know that Jared is being super generous and opening the door wide for you guys to succeed.
Yep, more than fair, Jared. More than fair.
Yeah. Take those steps, folks. Take those steps, regardless of your fear, right? You can keep stepping and be fearful. Fear will never all the way go away. So if you're waiting for that in order to step, you might as well die now. Oh gosh, did I offend someone else again? Michael, why do you keep doing this?
And I think one of the main concerns with most people that's going to be attending, they're not sure what to say or how to kind of pitch whatever, or, to gather information. So would you suggest that we have like a like everyone shows up early, or we can have like what did you guys do to kind of make sure you're all saying the same message, Michael? Just to follow the sheet, bring in points.
Follow the sheet
exactly.
literally. That helped a lot. We tried 30 different types of hooks. The hook's not the thing that really matters. It's just whatever will stop them and talk to you. And then we literally went through the process. After we have their information, the conversation can kind of go anywhere as long as you have some next step for them.
Got it.
So that was huge. And tying in one other ICM, that was the key to make this successful. Because if it's only one person having one conversation, that's different than one person having a conversation and elevating that conversation. Because in the mouth of two or more witnesses are all truths shared. And I think Renatus is no different. Let more people hear our stories. And that's a way that we really make this valuable. So does everybody have a clipboard? I've got 6 of these I got from the dollar store. They're like $1 a piece. They're very, very nice to have something that you can write on very easily and then stick your pen down. The other thing we talked about, Michael, that I think we should implement this time was having the drive card actually on the clipboard. Remember us talking about that?
Oh yeah.
We talked about doing that. And then the other thing was having the banner match. So I'm gonna buy the banner that we hang behind so that it matches, because the color scheme was different, the vibe was different. And we'll work on that.
Right.
Remember how they were contrasting, and then when Pete had it, there was a tear in the bottom. It just, that banner, even though the words were fine, it didn't look as professional as the other ones. So where I designed the other 2, I'm happy to design that. I'd love feedback on it before I print it though, because it's like $300 to print those. They're spendy.
Right.
And then I wanted to do a banner print on the actual cover, like the stretchy covers over the tables. So instead of the plastic ones, because I thought that was the most tacky thing about our booth. I hated that. I was just so disappointed to not have a tablecloth that was nice. So that's not happening with this one.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Is there any benefit of having like a QR code that links to that capture form?
That's how we had it last time.
That's what I'm trying to pull up right now, but I just oh, actually I have it saved as my favorites. Duh.
I'll race you.
Here's your sign.
And also, guys, I'll oh nice. I'll create a Google Doc where we can kind of put in the times that you're able to come, because if we're maxed at 4 to 6 people at a time, I just want to make sure that we're going to be not overcrowded. And even if it's, again, if there's 6 people, and I mean, if you're walking around just not maybe in front of the booth, gather leads everywhere, man. Send people back to the table and get their information. You need a lot of cool stuff. But I'll create a booth or create a sheet and put it into the challenge solver page and then in our chat as well.
Okay, did you pull it up?
It's right here. Paste. There you go. It's in the chat.
Attaboy.
So expofreebie.respond.entreport. And this puts all of them into it was a velocity banking one, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So
What do you mean?
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
We'll have the QR loaded on an iPad that's just plugged in all the time, and there's just always a QR there for somebody. So we need 3 iPads would be nice. 2 will be fine. 3.
I have an iPad. I'd be happy to use it for this purpose.
Sweet.
Perfect. Make it a tax write.
And I have a question.
Go for it.
That's not, I mean, going back to like how the speech and stuff that we do and the script and stuff. I know Nick's not with us because he's at work, but I know one of his questions he had, and I'm kind of speaking on his behalf, kind of for me too. But sometimes it's rare it happens, but because me, Nick, and Liz haven't done a deal yet for like actual doing real estate and stuff, I know that it's popped up sometimes where people are like, okay, how many years have you done it? Oh, a couple years. And then next question, have you guys done any projects? That's where, is there a way to?
Yeah, so then you would say something like, absolutely, we have so many things going on that it's really actually hard to tell you all in this booth what this booth is for. And then you take back control of the conversation, point at your booth. We create real estate investors. And what we're doing right here is to give you a little taste test of the type of classes and stuff to show you how to find the deals, how to raise the capital, how to beat the banks at their own game. Would you like to sign up for this intensive? I can email it to you. By the time you get to your car, you can start watching it. Right. And then why don't you come to one of our on-site demos, okay? And so that's another thing we're going to need to schedule. Let's have 2, and that way you could just stay on one of the whiteboards or a slide or something that says, sign up for the in-person house tour or something like that, and then book one. So when people start to get into that thing,
just pull them back to control the conversation.
Yes, because you are not the product. Right. I'm the product, right? So so you can remind people of that. And then also the other easy way is to, if someone's concerned that they're not going to get a result because you haven't gotten the result you're after yet.
Right.
Then you could say something like, so are you planning your life based off of what I do with my life?
I'm gonna definitely remember that.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you for the advice.
And
that's like the epiphany I needed.
Zach.
Cool.
And also as a side note, but Nick has done deals.
Oh yeah, that's true. He has done deals. Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Make sure you remind me, Jared.
But it shouldn't matter whether he's done deals or not. But I just wanted to point that out.
Right. It's like, there are people who work at the Porsche dealership and they sell Porsches. They can't afford a Porsche yet, but they're still gung-ho about the brand. They're still gung-ho about that customer getting their dream car and achieving their things. And so that person who, if you still want to buy the Porsche, you're not going to say, hey, you don't drive Porsches, so now this is worth crap.
Right.
So, yeah. Like I said, you don't doubt that you will inevitably be a millionaire because of this program.
Right.
Okay, then since you know it's going to happen, just start acting like it now.
Right.
Sweet. Here's another one. So let's say you got the military person that you're talking to. You can highlight Candace. She's done over 100 deals in the last 7 years. 100 wholesales. She's done 20 fix and flips, and she's got like 5 or 10 rentals right now. Started 7 years ago. So if you got a military person, you could use her. If you got a lady, you could use her. If you got a minority or ethnic, because like we did the math one day, I'm like, wait a minute. There's no such thing as this minority thing. That's a funny word. Some diversity. Someone who got injured on the job and lost their career. Okay. And someone who started from scratch with no experience. I love using Candace's story. It's incredible. So rarely does someone say, impress me with your transaction history. Okay, that's not.
I say it doesn't happen often. I've talked like when we did the booth in October or last October. I don't think it was even brought up once.
Cool. So when they sign up in our little form, name, email address, phone number, they're going to get this welcome page or this thank you page so they can scroll through some testimonials. And then they'll get the email. And if they put in their real phone number, they'll also get a text that said, thanks for stopping by our booth. Be sure to check your email for your free class or your free intensive.
Right.
Okay, now.
So are we doing lead capture digitally and on paper? We're doing both?
Correct.
Smart. Yep. Because some people may pretend they're going to scan or do certain
Exactly.
things.
Then they walk away with yeah, exactly. I got to grab my power cord. I'll be right back.
That happens when I do open houses. Jared, you may have done some open houses before.
When they do what?
When you do open houses as a realtor.
No, I never did an open house. No, house tours for Renatus, that's about it.
Oh.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, so it seems like so Brigham and Josh too can answer this too. So we're pointing them to an online intensive that's kind of already recorded. Is that what it is? So it's about velocity banking, or we'll have some other options they kind of point them to, and that'll kind of get them. How do we get into an epic in this current lead flow?
So the lead flow, that is one of the ways you can capture the lead, is to have them go through this, but you always get their information here first. Have your name on it when you're taking that, so that you know who the lead belongs to, right?
Yeah.
And then the next steps is what they want. So for instance, when we were doing that last time, we were building for regionals, and we were talking about ICM opportunity. And we can say, hey, this is the next event that we're doing. I think if we have one big event that we're building for, we've got nationals. When does this happen one more time? It's in February, right?
Yeah, third week.
Yeah, so we can build for nationals from this. I think that'd be a very good choice to have that as an option on there. So, hey, March 21st to 23rd, huge.
We could make the booth just be about selling nationals tickets.
Literally, I think that'd be awesome.
Because before we used to make the booth just about selling essentials, and we're like, hey, this, and because we were so new, we were like, oh, and then the test drive came out. So then we did like 3 or 4 expos of just selling test drives, and we sold like 50 freaking test drives, and like one person bought. And like out of those 50, like 40 of them never even logged in one time. They paid $50 and walked away. In my mind, I'm like, every $50 sale was an essentials in the hop. And I was so like gung-ho about it. And every time we logged in and checked, we sent reminder text, hey, 6 days left, 5 days left. Check in, call, voicemail. Hey, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, come on. Holy moly. So that's why, if you've noticed, we stopped emphasizing the test drive. It wasn't the thing that we thought it would be. And so anyway, that's called working out the kinks. So we're not going to mention test drives or advertise test drives. If maybe for some reason it comes up in your mind that would be the best use of their money, okay. We could sell essentials. We could sell nationals tickets. Both of them require $400. And technically, we could give them their money back, right, the first week on their right of rescission, or if they just need to refund the ticket. Like, I'm sure corporate would just give it back to them. So what's the big deal? If we want to take the angle of nationals, then we would just make a different PowerPoint slide or play some videos and have a different, custom message on a whiteboard. That was the other thing. We need a whiteboard.
Whiteboard? Okay.
A nice, clean whiteboard with brand new markers. It doesn't need to be a new board, but it does need to be clean.
Copy that.
Yeah, and we put the message of the day or we were just trying some things out. It said, how would you feel if 10 years ago you bought 10 properties? Put that on the whiteboard. And the next 50 people that walk past me, I'm just going to go, hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? So the whiteboard allows for us to engage with some custom messaging and then also announcing stuff. Property tour, property tour, property tour, property tour, property tour. We've made so much money at a professionally conducted property tour.
So my question is, what would be the pitch when someone isn't bought in as far as an ICM or as ICM, and that's all that effectively, other than mindset, obviously, of course, but nationals is all about the ICM opportunity. So would the pitch just be like, let's get you some $12,000 checks, or what I mean, what would be the just pretty much that's it, right?
Yeah, well, it would be pitching the Renatus Wealth Cycle. Like, guys, you have no idea what kind of genius has created this company and this organization. And it is a twofold process. We're so clear that real estate will create our wealth, but we also need to free up enough time from our daily grind or the 40-40-40 plan to go and do this, that they've also created a way to replace your job income rather quickly. Some people in a month, some people in a year, who knows? You're different, I don't know. But I see a lot of people making big checks. So what our CEO has done is, hey, in about 5 or 6 weeks from now, several hundred, if not 1,000 educated, sophisticated, ethically driven real estate investors are going to be here in Centerville or Layton, Utah. It's going to be fantastic. And right now, tickets are early bird special. And my goodness, the caliber of people, the kind of resources you need for your real estate business, and the fact that you could start making $12,000 checks with us before that even comes, you could have a legitimate, huge home-based business and start living your dreams and fill in insert drive language. That would be my angle of why you need to come to nationals. It's not to be an ICM, it's to be that entrepreneur you wanted to be, to have that independence, that work from home, whatever kind of little phrasey phrase they need. ICM is jargon. What is the thing for them? It's be your own boss. The easy thing to do is default or design life. Right? Hey, do you have a life by design? Well, that's what National is going to be all about. How to literally design how much money you can make, design how your time is going to be spent, design who you're going to engage with and what kind of real estate you're going to do, so you can leave a legacy and not just a 401k to your kids or whatever. Like the plan that our CEO is executing in real time is so inspiring. I want you to meet him.
And if someone's going to spend $400 on a ticket, and they're most likely going to show up. I mean, not always, but most likely, right?
We have like a 99% attendance rate with National.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they show up, and there is a bit of lag time between them buying and showing up, the 5 weeks or 4 weeks.
So, right. So in that, we're going to invite them to one study group, because they can come to one in-person study group as a guest.
Yeah.
A property tour. We're going to do probably a blueprint. Not probably. At the beginning of March, there'll be a blueprint. So what day is that? Let's just get clear. The blueprint will be March 2nd. Right? So just 2 weeks. If we meet them on the 17th, 16, 17, 18, we say, hey, next week, Michael is going to be doing a real estate workshop. He's part of our Atlanta Southeast division. And so he's going to actually be streaming a real estate investor workshop from his office on the 24th. If you want to attend on Zoom on that, you could be my guest. But also on the 2nd, the following Saturday, our CEO, who I just told you how genius the man is, he's going to be doing a 2-hour Blueprint Your Wealth workshop, and he's going to have 5 of his 7-figure producers share ideas that have helped transform their lives. It's going to be a 2-hour powerful workshop, and I'd love for you to come and hear from him personally about what he's doing in 2024 in real estate. So it's 2 hours. It's on Saturday the 2nd. Try to put you down. And now we have several touch points between them and nationals. Okay, these people should not go more than 48 to 72 hours without being talked to consistently until they buy. That's where Brigham and I screwed up. We let a week go by. And then we're like, oh, and then we go do a big old blast in the email thing, but then we let 2 weeks go by. Fizzled.
You know what we should do? I should create like an email campaign, like minimum, an email/text campaign where it's like, okay, so from once they sign up, we can plug them into the system, and then they start getting this email about this house tour that's happening up, that's going to happen, and this text message about X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
So
just behind their experience, so you know exactly where to go, and all of us know exactly where to point them. And and then for nationals, we can say, then once you attend nationals, we're going to have a 4-week study group thing, whatever they're going to launch, and just future pace them, help them see themselves beyond nationals working with us.
Yeah, if they go to the nationals, that alone, that's gonna be that. Regardless, if they're not, even if they don't buy the education, they're gonna sell the education. I mean, worst case scenario, that's not really worst. So yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, that's cool, because we were selling regionals while we were at the last one. So
was it pretty receptive? Because regionals is what, like what, $100, $200, depending what you got, right?
Right.
So how and again, this may be my own little limitations. Like I'm like selling 400. It's a mindset thing. Gosh dang it.
Dude, there'll be people that are spending $40,000 on a landscape. Okay. Rocks and trees and some sprinklers. And they're happily writing a down payment for 20 grand to get the work started, and they'll pay the other 20 when it's done. People are going to be buying $15,000 roofs, right? They're going to be buying $10,000 hot tubs and $9,000 massage chairs. In the data that I got on our last Atlanta home show, the people said the average income for the household of the attendees was $104,000 a year. And that they filled out a survey that said they were planning to spend $25,000 at the workshop or at the show. So the 400 thing is all psychological, dude.
I kind of figured as much. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So that's should we make that our pitch is the nationals in 5 weeks, and then, oh, by the way, now you got nationals, we're gonna do a house tour this next week, come check it out, blah blah blah, whatever, we'll figure that out. But
yeah, but keep them so busy that they have nothing else to think about while they're receiving a ton of value from us.
Yep. No, I love it.
And maybe in those reminder texts, you could just have some of them be testimonial quotes, or like, hey, I just got some feedback from a couple of our students. Here's what they had to say about the house tour. I'm really excited to see you there. And then what's cool is we can quote each other.
That's right. I love it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Facts. Nicholas right there's right.
$100. Sweet. All right, so let's see.
You're on mute, Brigham, but I can read lips. You're on mute. He said,
I said you can
Jared
just
is
send
very
that to
handsome.
my Venmo. That'll be great. Thank you.
No,
100 for you, 100 for you, 100 for you. Sure,
I already
100
paid for the
everyone.
event. That Venmo's going to me. I'm dropping.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Everybody gets $100. Okay, so what you guys get to do now as a team and over your next several calls is work out what are going to be the top objections. Right. I'm running out of time tonight, but this is something you need to prepare for. Write down the top 5 or 10 objections that you're going to hear. And then 3 statements that you can use to overcome each one. So they'll just, be in your mental back pocket for when they come up and they say, I don't have time, or my husband's a realtor, or I already do this, or I'm good. Right? Like you're going to get a bunch of responses. And so as we prep our brains for them, all that fear will go away too. So that's a really good exercise. The other thing is, oh yeah, on that little sheet and on that script will be, you can write your name for which ICM that was. Okay, so it's you gathering it. So it will be based on your own performance. Now we're here to help. We're going to collect all the leads. They'll get the emails and the text and stuff, and we'll work together at the beginning, but we will not be doing everything along each step for each customer. That's not how this program works. So what questions do you have about that?
So Michael, with Entreport, do you have a nurture sequence or a sales
No.
sequence? Okay. It's just you fill out that thing, they get the thing sent to them.
Correct. And it's a 2.5 hour intensive with Tony Scotti and I talking about contract for deeds while combining velocity banking. It is amazing. It is such a kick butt workshop. And yeah, we've gotten emails back before where people watch that intensive and they say, this video changed my life. And I'm like, you like that? Wait till you sign up.
Yeah.
So yeah, just know that they're going to get way more value by the free stuff we give them, that you can insist they come to the next thing. Oh, okay.
Is that intensive available on what you posted, like QR code? If I signed up, I'd get access to that?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. I need to get that then.
Get
it.
it.
Change my life. Change my life.
Yeah, you need a life change.
And again, and the future pacing, I'm telling you, is going to be a technique that if you master it, will change your guest response. Okay. More future pacing. So what I tell them, I say, hey, so you're going to get this video. When you get home, you're going to watch it. Right. We're not asking them. We're future pacing. We're telling them what they're going to do. And then I give them a unique detail. And I say, when you open up the video and it finally gets to where I'm speaking and I get to bring up my mentor, you're going to get to see my live in the forest beard. And they go, really? I'm like, yeah, I have a gigantic forest beard as I'm interviewing my multi-million-dollar real estate mentor. And so, yeah, while you're watching it, you get a little kick out of that too. But it's just me for a few minutes. You're going to get over 2 hours with him. And like I said, he's out of the rat race. He's done some incredible stuff. So I'm excited for you to watch it. And then when should I follow up with you? When do you think you could watch it by? Right? It's 2.5 hours. When do you think you could watch it by? Tuesday? Okay. Right. I'll call you. Do you want me to call you Tuesday at 6? Or would later, like 8 o'clock, be better? Right. And then you're going to be with them. There's no longer a script. You're with that person. And when they feel that you're really with them, that trust starts to build and they look forward to that call. Or if it's not that call, then it's a house tour. And then from the house tour, it's to a strategy session. And lastly, what I'll say, and then we'll take some questions, is the Pygmalion effect. Now, I've talked about this on some morning calls before. Does everyone know what the Pygmalion effect is?
George Bernard Shaw, man. Pygmalion. Yes.
Okay, so Brigham will verify everything I'm about to say and fact check me. I believe it was in the 70s. Now, that could be totally wrong as far as the decade. But what they did was they took genuine teachers that just love to teach, okay, elementary, like 5th or 6th grade, and they, after all the tests and analysis of the kids moving from that year to the next, they determined these are the bottom 10% kids and these are the top 10% kids, okay. And then they said, all right, we're gonna cluster them all together and they're gonna be their own classes, the tardos and the smartos. So they tell the teachers, hey, you got a group of tardos, just be aware. Hey, you got a group of smartos, just be aware. And what they didn't tell the teachers was they swapped the groups. They put the gifted kids with the teacher that thought they were stupid. They put the stupid kids with the teacher that thought they were smart. And a year later, their test results switched. And the dumb kids' scores improved and the smart kids' scores went down. It boggled their minds. So they went back and duplicated this effect again and again to where it's now got its own name, the Pygmalion effect. And essentially what they've figured out is that people act how they are treated. So if you treat them like they haven't bought yet, isn't that interesting? So I do my best because I knew that, I mean, I had the experience of raising the money and getting it out myself and figuring out how, and it took all the work. And so if we're looking at someone who's trying to convince us that they're a victim in America, you look around America, there are so few actual victims. So anyway, they're doing their best to convince us that they're a victim. And we say, hey, if I keep treating you like how you're presenting yourself, nothing's going to change. So out of a gesture of respect, I'm going to ignore every damn thing you just said. Okay. And then we start engaging with them as if they've already bought. And this is what you're going to do. And I'm going to treat you like a responsible business owner who's getting started. Let's go. And these people start acting into how I'm treating them. And if it takes a week or 6 months to get the combo, if someone says, like, you're waiting for them to say, I'm all in, and then you slightly change how you treat them, and then you're waiting even more until they buy to then actually treat them like a team member. And I just bypassed all of that. I saw that they were going to buy already in my mind, so we just started acting like that. And then they just, you know, they got, come to the Super Saturday. They got all the same love at the Super Saturday as the guy who bought last month, and I got paid 12 G's, as he's brand new and hasn't done anything yet. They got the same good morning, the same hi, the same hug, the same, hey, let me grab you a seat, let me introduce you. I treated them all the same. And so those people had to rise to the occasion. And so while we're going about getting these leads, please just treat them once they sign up. Imagine that they're signing up to say, as long as you're legit, I'll pay. Are we legit? Okay, so they just have to discover that we're legit. They're taking our word for it at the booth, but as they discover it, they're in. So if you just treat them like they're in from the get-go, Renatus will make sure that they're not treated like they're in. Baby, you got to lock the count, all right? But as far as how they get treated by me in front of the team, in front of the other guests at our office or on the calls, hey, you're a team member. They're just getting started, folks. And then everyone else starts to treat them like they're just getting started, and it's a reinforced behavior. It's freaking awesome. So what are you guys thinking about as I share this?
I'm thinking I'm ready to sell now, right now. I need to go sell right now. That's what I'm thinking.
Nice, it's working.
I'm ready. Yes. Yes, we need a little powwow on game day powwows.
Oh yeah, every day. Every day we'll do it, and then we'll do it right after lunch. And I'm telling you, this is so much fun. And when you make eye contact with people who are genuinely confused why you are having so much fun, you have all of their attention. So we got a nice checklist of things to go over. Jared, you just want to quickly go over that? So that's in our minds as we need to prepare our material.
Absolutely. So as far as the stuff we need to get for the event, right? So we need to get, so far we need 3 more iPads. But Liz and Zach, you're bringing in 1, so we get 2 more iPads. Whiteboard, new markers.
Okay.
We need to get so whiteboard, new markers as far as dress goes. So making sure we're not looking like slobs and actually professionally, like let's create intrigue by how we're dressed. So business, professional / casual. I think kind of right in between there is a good little spot to be in. I'm going to be creating an email campaign / text campaign as far as what's coming up and get them going. We're going to be going towards the get them to the nationals. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be amazing. I'm excited for that a ton. Clipboards. And then yeah, that's the list I got. So I don't know if I'm missing something.
Dude, this is perfect positioning. the Ogden Home Show to then flow into the Layton Event Center is perfect. They live right freaking there. It's in their daily commute. And you could tell them, say, hey, if you stay all 3 days and you did not feel like you got your money back, I will pay you back.
Yeah.
Because you know if they show up, it's going to go from their head to their heart. And once heart energy is in your business, you're unstoppable, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, Nancy Rice, the first time she went, she went to Nationals the first time, Nancy. And I remember you telling me that maybe you should say, how was your reaction to the first time Nationals, real quick?
She's not here.
Oh, that's right, because it's your
parents. It's me.
That's right.
That's
Well,
my
you
ugly
went,
face, not hers.
You weren't with her though that first time, were you? What was you said
No.
similar reaction when you went?
Yeah, I went last year.
Yeah,
and
that was
I
your
was
first one.
blown away. I loved it. There was so much information. My head was about to explode.
So how much were you before about building the community before you went to Nationals and then right after?
Well, I was lukewarm before. It was just like, whatever. This is just some gimmick BS thing, You go to their office with the epics, and you're like, yeah, okay. You just go through the motions, and then after Nationals, it was like, holy cow, this could really change my life. And through Velocity Banking, I'm no longer a truck driver. I'm a real estate investor. So,
dude, that needs to go on the flyer, Jared.
Yeah,
right there. There's your first testimonial for Nationals.
Truck driver to investor.
Awesome. All right. Well, my baby's about to bust into the office, which means I'm out of time.
Awesome. Cool. All right, guys. So we have 2 weeks before the event, effectively, a little more than 2 weeks. So let's start writing down questions we're gonna have. We're gonna
Who's in? Who's like, I'll be there all 3 days.
2 days. Nick's in 2.
At least 2. I'm gonna try to get 3, but I'm gonna I got logistical challenges, but I'm gonna work stuff out.
I'll do 1 for sure, maybe 2.
Is there anyone who knows for sure they are not going to be there?
Laura and Carl, they had to go, but they were definitely gonna come for at least for Saturday at least. Last day they're talking to me.
Cool.
Zach and I are down for 2 days.
Okay. Awesome.
Possibly 3.
I can do Friday, Jared.
It's a new
That was
Friday.
Jeremiah. That was Jeremiah. Yeah.
That was Jeremiah.
Maybe
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay. Figure out that maybe.
I think I'm a solid for Sunday, so I don't know if there's gonna be many folks there Sunday. I don't know if it's gonna be dead, but I think that's
Sunday is legit. Sunday is actually where most of the buyers show up because the savvy buyers know that those vendors do not want to pay, Domino or Old Republic to ship that crap back to corporate. So that those freight fees, they start just knocking off discounts, bottom dollar price the last couple hours on Sunday. So they're most motivated to sell, and those real buyers are there. So
the boss right there on your lap. That's the boss right there on your lap. But yeah, I think Sundays is the most legit. Like I can do that. I'm gonna work out something else, Jared. I'll stay close with you on that.
Okay,
cool.
All right, create a doc here and share with everyone too, so you can fill in the times, and we'll get this worked out.
I'm excited about this, and just know that I'm getting on a plane. I'm flying over 1,000 miles to get there to hang out with you guys too, to do this thing. So please, as you're going through this, take this a little more seriously than you thought you were going to at the beginning of this call. Go watch a couple YouTube videos about people running expos and just get a little more insight. Don't just rely on what we covered here today, because you could make 50 grand in the next 60 days out of this booth. For real. So let's get to work.
You gotta shoot in.
Sound good.
This could be a 5-star event. If you're not 5-star, this could get you there.
Exactly. And then you got Jared, like as your local 5-star right there to just point to and say 100 deals. Yeah. But 100 deals. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Oh, man, that sucks. But still 100 deals.
This last one, I'm clearing 100,000.
Woo! And
I'll be closing 4 days after the event. 100,000 will be in my bank account.
Nice. I'm telling you guys. So just remember, this works. And it's only in your mind the limitations. So yeah, I'm also in the chat on the messenger, so I'm not very active, but if you have specific questions in there, then we can make sure everyone can see the answers.
Love it.
Awesome.
Love it.
All right, guys.
Michael, appreciate
Appreciate
it, man.
you. Adios, amigos. Ciao.
Yeah.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
That's crazy.
It is
I'm a
crazy.
phone.
Yeah,
That's
Mel.
crazy.
All right.
My mind's blown.
And we get you.
It's way good.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.